Okay guys, good bounce back from that loss to Spain, good win against Chile. Now I've looked at the other groups and I think our 3 points should be enough to go through as one of the best third place teams because our goal differential, because of that Spain game, not too painful, okay? So let's just not get spanked by Senegal and we should be fine. Okay, that sound good? Let's get it. Hello everyone and welcome to episode number 61 of the New Zealand Builder Nation here on Shaun Does FM with both Kashmir Technical and with the All Whites. And coming up today, it's part 2 of the 2030 FIFA World Cup over in Turkey. We're going to play our last game of the group phase where we take on Senegal, and hopefully we'll have a tie as well in the second round of the competition if that one goes well. So if you're looking forward to that coming up in today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. It is greatly appreciated. But yesterday we played our first 2 games in Group J of this World Cup, taking on Spain and Chile. So if you missed that one, I'll leave a link to it over in the top right corner of window. But as you'd expect, considering our situation here currently with the New Zealand team, you can see there a 3-1 loss to Spain and a 4-2 win over Chile. So it does mean going in to this final match day, we're currently in second. That's because Spain have beaten both teams they've taken on so far in this group. There was a draw between Senegal and Chile when they did take them on, so it actually sets up quite nicely, hopefully, for us to go through as maybe second qualifier. At the very least, we should be one of the better third place teams. And the reason I can say that is because we're quite far down in terms of the groups here at the World Cup, so it means most groups have already been completed and already in quite a strong position to at least be one of those best third place teams, as long, of course, as Spain, they can beat Chile on this final match day. Our goal differential this time around a lot better than it was at this same stage at the last World Cup, where Portugal bumped us. Thankfully, Spain didn't do quite as bad a damage on us, but we should be a decent chance to make our way through to the second round. And that's because here are the results from the other groups so far. Group A, definitely think Thailand are pretty much through on 6 points alongside Turkey and Nigeria. So that was quite a weak group, I thought, but somehow Canada have actually ended up on 0 points and they're definitely going home. Group B, that group's quite nice for us. Argentina and Switzerland, 7 points. Algeria and Jamaica, only 1. Can't see Algeria making their way through with that points tally. Then we go down to Group C. Ghana and the USA going through. Uruguay, same amount of points as us already, but with a slightly worse goal differential. They could be a team quite similar to us if we do lose to Senegal. Going down to Group D, England and Costa Rica go through. Cameroon on 4 points. They're probably going through already. Group E, Sweden and Colombia are guaranteed to go through, but Tunisia on 3 points with a -3 goal differential. Hopefully we don't get smacked around by Senegal too much and we can finish above those guys. So already I'd like to think that's 2 teams that we're going to be better placed than out of the 4 that we need to be. And Group F, the situation gets better because Japan down there on only 2 points, definitely going to be above them. So that makes it 3 points. Group G could be interesting because Saudi Arabia, just that -1 goal differential, quite a similar situation to Uruguay. Up a couple of groups. Going down a bit further, we've got Brazil and Poland going out of Group H. Morocco, 3 points, but a -3 goal differential. I'd like to think we won't end up that bad off the back of this game against Senegal. And going down a bit further, the last group that's been completed so far, Germany only on 2 points. Doesn't look like they'll be going through the knockouts, performing quite poorly in a group alongside Norway, Ecuador, and Syria. So I'm pretty confident even if Senegal do beat us here by 1 or 2 goals, we should be making our way through to the second round of the FIFA World Cup. So hopefully 2 games in today's episode. Down to Group K, currently 2 points for both Italy, Serbia, and Venezuela. Could also sneak up there a bit. And Group L, Belgium, France, and Mali, all in with a shout of getting in to the second round. So I think I'm quite well placed here to make our way through the knockouts in some stage. Hopefully we can actually beat Senegal or take a point off them, because that would definitely make sure we're going through to the second round as one of those top 2 qualifiers. But as you can see there, lots of groups that are actually quite well set up with teams that are definitely going to finish on less points than us. So hopefully a second round game coming up in today's episode. But first up, we take on Senegal. So far at the tournament, these guys drew with Chile, and if we go back a little bit, we'll be able to see here that they did suffer a 2-1 defeat to Spain. For some reason, that's not popping up there on their actual nation profile, but they're ranked 21st in the world. They've had a slight drop so far at this World Cup. To be fair, we also had a drop off the back of our first match day, where we lost to Spain, which did seem a little bit harsh considering we're a team that were ranked at that stage around mid-60s. We dropped down to 70th and have now made our way back up to 61st, but Senegal probably going to this one as the favourites, but I'd like to think, considering that Chile drew with them, that maybe this is a game that we can get something out of and just make sure we go through to that second round of this World Cup. We're back at the venue that we did the bus trip for in yesterday's episode, the only real stadium so far we've found in this FIFA World Cup, and hopefully we can pick up a result here and guarantee our path through to the second round as we take on Senegal. And here are the team sheets for this last game in our group at the FIFA World Cup. It's our best 11 apart from the fact that Herdman comes in for Kelly, just a little bit tired compared to the rest of our best 11, but pretty close there. Just that one change there. Our Senegal also going with a 4-2-3-1 in pretty poor form as well. So hopefully we can take at least a point off them, and that should make sure we'll go through to the second round. And we go forward to the 10-minute mark for the first highlight of this game. Today we are in the black, and the first highlight is a free kick in our favour, but poor pass there, and it's a chance here for Senegal to do something on the counter-attack. Nicholas Jackson, I think, still in the save at Chelsea, probably one of the more recognisable players there in the Senegal team, but he tries to make his way down that right-hand side, but we do win the ball back. Now switch out to our right. It was actually our left before, which we did win the ball down, but now it's Darman who plays that forward to Justin Keat, the Kashmir Tech that actually does quite well there to keep hold of the ball and play it back to Kelly Hill. Now Cornelius Bieler up to Darman. Let's see what he can do. Evans back in there for Bill. It's our young midfield combination for this first game of today's episode. At least hopefully we'll get a second one. Pickering here with a long range effort. Don't know if that one would have actually hit the target, but Kamara, he makes sure there with a good diving save. As an update which might be behind my head, Spain are beating Chile 1-0. That's exactly what we want. That should make sure that at the very least we could go through as one of the best third place teams. At the first highlight in our favour. Chance of Pickering, but good save from Kamara to keep it at 0-0. And about 10 minutes on from the opening highlight, we're still on the attack here, so a good start for us it looks like in this game. A corner in our favour. Unfortunately, McDonald can't quite link up with Herdman, but the clearance goes straight into the path of Libby Katche, the only guy back there for us. Now, nice ball over the top there, and Justin Keat, he was onside, plays that back to Darman. Let's see what he can do. Floats this far post looking for Josh Pickering. He'll head that one home, and the Chicago Fireman gives us a 1-0 lead here over Senegal, and that should make sure that we should go through the second round, even if Senegal can grab 2 goals back and turn this one around. But goal differential, hopefully this time around, is going to work in our favour, but hopefully can actually pick up a win here and go into that second round with a bit of confidence. But it's been a good start. 1-0 up about halfway through the first half. And just past the half hour mark, we get the next highlight of this game, and yet again we are still on the attack, so really impressive stuff from us here, albeit you kind of expect that with something close to our best 11. Senegal are carrying a couple of injuries. We try and square that one into the mix, but thankfully not cleared too far away there. We can continue to be on the attack. Kelly Heald here takes his time on the ball and plays it over to Simon Curtis from the Western Sydney Wanderers. Pickering there just briefly does lose out on the ball, but thankfully we can keep it here down our left-hand side. Evans back to Curtis. Nice ball over the top there for Kakache. Just takes his time before a nice ball forward there for Josh Pickering. Takes a bit of a deflection, and Kamara there gets forced into somewhat of a save. And shortly off the back of that, another highlight does start. Good work yet again from Pickering so far. Could argue our best player in this game, considering he did score the goal. Wins that ball back for us, and yet again, looks like here we are going to try and launch. McDonald plays that back to Evans. Now Curtis just trying to creep his way into the opposition half. Libby Kakache over to Michael Cornelius Beale. Of course, Libby got ruled out of that last World Cup we played with injuries, certainly making the most here of his time at this 2031. Darman makes his way down that right-hand side again, looking for Pickering, heads that one home, but the assistant referee there, I think top corner, did put his flag. We'll still praise the guys because still going to be winning, even if this goal does get ruled out, which unfortunately is the case. Josh Pickering is just offside, nearly picks up a double in the first half. To be fair, not as far offside as he thought he might be, but unfortunately that one gets ruled out. Still 1-0 late in the first half. And making our way into the last couple of minutes here of this first half, going to be 2 minutes of added time as Josh Pickering picks up a yellow card, our goal scorer. He's been really good for us in this first half, picked up that goal and also had a similar one get ruled out 4 offside, but 1-0 in front. And I'd like to think the way we're going, we can actually afford to take off some players who dropped quite low stamina late in that first half, considering pretty confident now these guys won't smash us. We should go through the second round even as one of the best third place teams. The Darman can come off for Kerwin, also Stumnick for Beale, and we'll change the wingers Ben Old out right and Sloan Rodriguez out left. Hopefully that means we can put out a decent team in the second round. Won't be as tight as we were last time around when we took on the Netherlands and did struggle in terms of player fitness. Pretty happy with how this one's going. We'll get the second half underway with a 1-0 lead. And it hasn't taken long at all for the first highlight of the second half. For the first time in this game, Senegal actually might get a highlight, but to be fair, they are deep inside of their own half, just shy of the corner flag where we potentially could have had something go in our favour, but good work there from Ben Old, and actually this might end up being a highlight yet again in our favour. Sloan Rodriguez tries to flick that one on. Ben Old somehow controls it and gets it past Kamara. Ben Old only been on the field for a minute and a half. He will score a goal, and that will surely make sure we're going through the second round of the FIFA World Cup. So 2 games in today's episode should definitely now be the case, even if Senegal score free. Pretty sure we'd still be going through as one of the best third place teams with that. Bit of a cluster at the back there, off the back of that header forward from Sloan Rodriguez, but Ben Old will put it home, and we're currently pretty comfortably 2-0 in front. And just making our way into the last 20 minutes of this game, no highlights of the back of that early goal in the second half to Ben Old, but now Louis Evans is down to a red heart. We've got one sub left. It'll be Joe Bell coming on for him. That's all our subs used. Still 2-0 in front, looking pretty good for the second round. And making our way into the last 10 minutes of this game, and we're on the attack here with a corner in our favour. Looking for there for Cully Heald at the far post. Unfortunately, can't quite pick him out, but Herdman here will look to keep us on the attack. To be fair, he's playing quite well considering he came in for Jamie Cully, who up until this point had probably been our best player in those 2 games we did play in yesterday's episode with 3 goals. But thankfully, off the back of that clearance, we do stay on the attack. Nico Kerwin, who of course is retiring off the back of this tournament, plays in for Ben Old. He gets taken out there by Sarr, who I'm pretty sure might be the captain there for Senegal. To be fair, I think there's quite a few Sarrs in that Senegal team, but the penalty gets awarded. To be fair, not too sure he's taking these now that Sarpreet Singh's not in the team. It is Marco Stumnick. This would surely seal it. If he can put it away, it's a wonderful penalty. Top right corner, sent Kamara the wrong way. That makes it 3-0, and we should now be going through as the second qualifier out of our group at this World Cup yet again. Second time in a row we've done that in the save in both World Cups we've played, but Marco Stumnick there with a really nice penalty to give us a 3-0 lead. To be fair, Senegal so far, 0 shots on target. You can understand why they've been struggling, but this has been a really impressive performance against a team who, coming into this tournament, were inside of the top 20. Maybe wasn't quite as silly as I thought I was last week when I said this group looked a bit easier than what we had at the last World Cup, but thankfully bounced back from that loss against Spain to beat both Chile and Senegal, and that will make sure we go through to the second round. So a very good win for us there over Senegal in our last game of the group stage of the FIFA World Cup, and Spain did beat Chile by 1-0, so it does mean that both us and them go through to the second round. Chile and Senegal only ending up on 1 point, so they don't go through as best third place teams. Just having a quick look at the other groups which hadn't been completed yet, as they were after our games. Group K, Australia top it on 5 points. Venezuela actually won their last game over Serbia, a 91st minute goal, so they go through as second qualifiers, and Italy just sneak through as one of the best third place teams with a record which could have been quite similar to ours if we did lose that game to Senegal by a narrow margin. So 3 teams going through there from Group K, and the same applies to Group L. Belgium and France on 7 points, and Mali, they go through with only 3 and a -1 goal differential. So as I said, even if we lost that game to Senegal quite narrowly, pretty sure would have still made our way through to the second round, but thankfully that was not the case. And the other teams who did go through as the best third place teams was Thailand, obviously, with 6 points. Uruguay with a -1 goal differential on 3 points. Cameroon on 4 points went through, as did Tunisia on 3 points and a -3 goal differential. So it looks like they were quite fortunate to make their way through. Also Saudi Arabia with 3 points and a -1 goal differential, and Morocco with that same record as Tunisia. So some teams did go through there with some pretty average goal differentials against them, but thankfully that was not an issue for us, seeing as we didn't get smacked by Spain too much and did pick up wins over Chile and over Senegal, and it does mean the draw has just happened for the second round. We're going to come back for that pretty shortly. Again, we're playing at a fake venue, so no bus trip for this one, but we take on Venezuela, who did finish second in that group and behind Australia, so this could be an interesting tie, especially because this is actually a team who these days are just below us on the world rankings in 59th. I'm pretty sure I've actually played these guys in the past. I'll check it when we come back right before the game. But this looks fairly winnable for us in the second round of the World Cup, especially considering we're just coming off the back of wins over Chile in the top 40 and Senegal just outside of the top 20. But these days, we're ranked 54th, so actually might be the favourites for this one. Hopefully can actually make our way through to the round of 16. If we do make our way through to it, we'll take on one of Thailand or Brazil. So probably Brazil, but to be fair, Thailand, we've played them twice and haven't beaten them, so not too sure if that will suit us. But hopefully now a good chance to make our way through to that round of 16 as we have Venezuela in the second round. And we've gone forward a few days off the back of that draw taking place for the second round of this FIFA World Cup, about to take on Venezuela. And as you can see, we have indeed played them in the past, and we picked up a 5-3 win. So definitely, I think, going into this one as the favourites, especially considering I think that game was quite a while ago now in terms of years. We've definitely risen up the rankings since then, got some good young new gens coming through in the safe. So hopefully can make our way through to the second round, especially with no injury concerns to our first team and playing a team ranked below us in Venezuela. As I said, this game yet again at a fake stadium, so no bus trip. Needed a quick update on what's happened so far in the second round. USA have gone through over Nigeria on penalties. Colombia, they beat Costa Rica. Argentina beat Saudi Arabia. Portugal just got past Italy. Turkey knocked out Switzerland on penalties, so the host nation still going strong. Ghana, they got past Morocco. Sweden pumped Mali. England just got past Ukraine after extra time. The Ivory Coast, they beat Ecuador, and probably more importantly for us, Brazil beat Thailand. Sad war elephants, but we might be playing Brazil in tomorrow's episode if we can get past Venezuela, which based on the rankings, you'd probably expect us to, and we'll come back and hopefully get the job done in the second round of the World Cup. And here are the team sheets for this clash in the second round of the FIFA World Cup. We've gone back to our overall best 11, so Jamie Kelly comes back in that cam role over Jay Herdman, but apart from that, same team that did beat Senegal, there are Venezuela going also with a 4-2-3-1. We beat them 5-3 a couple of years ago. Hopefully can do something similar and set up a round of 16 clash with Brazil. And 6 minutes into this game so far, we've had the only shot in this game. It was on target, but didn't see it. But now a highlight, it does stun, and Venezuela in the deep red actually might get the first chance here that we do see of this game. Shaun makes his way down that left-hand side, floats that one far post, looking there for a winger, but thankfully a bit too much on that one. Also might have been going just wide. I think Paulson might have had it covered, but still 0-0 at the 10-minute mark. And we go forward now just past the 20-minute mark for the next highlight in this game. We are in position here, looking to make our way inside the opposition half. Some of our players, despite the fact that this is our best 11, I did feel like we had to play them in this game, being a knockout game, which really we should win, are quite tired. Might have to make some subs at half-time. But George McDonald there with a shot which comes off the post, and Justin Keat pokes that one home. I'm pretty sure he was onside, and hopefully this is a lead for us around the same time I think we took one in that Senegal game. Indeed, it was the case. We'll actually focus here on the highlight instead of talking about player fitness. Darman yet again makes his way down that right-hand side. George McDonald tries to beat the goalkeeper there near post, but thankfully comes off the woodwork, and Justin Keat, the Kashmir Tech lad, is the first one to react, and we 1-0 up in the second round tie at the World Cup. And just making way into the last 5 minutes of the first half of this game, so far it's been a pretty similar case to that Senegal game, albeit again some players are down to red hearts, so I do think here going to make some subs at halftime, and also a few on yellow cards at the back as well, so might even ring the changes and hopefully just make sure that fresh legs do get the job done. But pretty happy with that first half so far. Venezuela, just like Senegal, yet to get any shots on target. We're dominating position and do have that 1-0 lead thanks to Justin Keat. Going to take off Kelly Heald because he was on a red heart late in that first half, and coming on for him will bring on Ryan Billingsley. Also, we'll take off Beal because he's still on a red heart, and coming on for him, it will be Marko Samanic. Then we've got 2 players on yellow cards. Simon Curtis in particular is going quite well, but being defenders might not be the worst idea to take them off, so Finn Sermon can come on for Curtis and also Libby J. We might give him a rest just in case we do need him for that Brazil game. Adam White, certainly a pretty good backup here in this All Whites team. So 4 subs used here at halftime does mean just got 1 for the second half, but hopefully the fresh legs can help us kick on and book our place in the round of 16. Albeit only 5 minutes into the second half, the first highlight here is a corner in favour of Venezuela. We kind of deal with the danger there, but they kick it back out to the corner taker. Knock it about here just outside of the box. There's a shot there, pretty sure it was going wide. Indeed, it was the case, and Ryan Billingsley, who came on at halftime, deflects it past Alex Paulson. It's an own goal, and Venezuela are back in this game. 1-1 early in the second half. Hopefully those subs are made won't prove too costly, but to be fair, the players we took off were pretty knackered, but not a good start to the second half, as it's 1-1. And only a few minutes on from that goal, which Venezuela did get back to make it 1-1. Now Josh Pickering is down to a red heart, so early stage is going to make our final sub, Shaun Rodriguez at left wing. And a couple of minutes on from that final substitution, hopefully a chance for us here to grab the lead back, as there's a throw-in, albeit deep inside of our own half. Louis Evans plays that one across to Marco Stumnick. Would feel pretty harsh if we lost this game, especially based on current stats, where currently Venezuela actually have not even had a shot on target. Still definitely the dominant team in this game, but unfortunately that own goal has given them a path back into this one. George McDonald with a chance there outside the box, but unfortunately blazes that one just wide. Still 1-1 with a half hour left. And just inside the last 20 minutes of this game, we're on the attack here inside of the opposition half, looking for a goal to put us back in front in this game, but that is a poor pass. I think it was from Billingsley, who so far has not had a good time in the second half. Now Aaron Brewer makes his way down the left-hand side, tries to float that one far post. Alex Paulson comes out to claim it, doesn't get there, and Andre Romero will give Venezuela what feels like a pretty undeserved 2-1 lead. Unfortunately, a couple of mistakes for us at the back so far in this game, and they have proved costly. Billingsley with the own goal, and he gave the ball away there in the lead up. Alex Paulson, it's a terrible effort to come and claim that ball. Off the back of that, going to go attacking, because we definitely should not be going out of the World Cup to Venezuela. That would feel really bad off the back of what we did in the group stage. Going to chuck our wing backs, both of them on attack. Also the ball wing midfielder on support. We'll put Justin Keat onto attack, go a bit wider. Also transition to fullbacks, and we'll see if that does anything as we try and grab a goal back in these last 15 minutes to hopefully win or take this to extra time. And up to the 83-minute mark, and there's a highlight here, but unfortunately might be in favour of Venezuela, who no doubt might be time wasting at this stage. They play a ball forward. Thankfully, Finn Sermon can head that one to Shaun Rodriguez. Might be a chance for us here, but unfortunately lose out. But the ball played forward there to Kelly, I think that was. Good tackle from Darman, and we get the ball back. Now we play it forward to Sermon. Stumnick, they do a bit of a 1-2. Long switching ball forward there, looking for Justin Keat. Thankfully heads it down, and Louis Evans can win the race to that ball. He takes on the shot from outside the box, and to be fair, quite a few bodies in his way, but forces a decent save there out of the Venezuela goalkeeper. Hopefully we can actually do something here from set piece. Doesn't seem to be something we do too often with this New Zealand team, especially when not playing against teams in Oceania. Sometimes can definitely make the most of set pieces against some of the other nations, the island nations, where some players are a little bit smaller. Not usually the case at the World Cup. The corner not up to anything at all, and it's looking like might be going home thanks to a team ranked below us. So because of that, going to try here, stay on attacking, but maybe go a bit more direct, be a bit more expressive as well. We'll just see what else we could do. Distribute quickly with our goalkeeper, and maybe play with a higher defensive line. We'll just see if any of that stuff does work late. And also, we'll try Liberos, because I'm pretty sure that worked late against Poland at the last World Cup, where we needed some late goals. So we'll see if that helps us out. 92 minutes gone, a highlight, and Darman wins the ball back for us here. So hopefully those changes might have an impact here, and we can take this game to extra time. Alex Paulson for there to Billingsley. Goes back to Paulson. No hurry, guys, but only 1 minute left to try and grab a goal back and hopefully take this one to extra time. Would feel really harsh if Venezuela beat us, considering both goals have been kind of our own fault in this game. Billingsley own goal, and Alex Paulson with a poor save attempt from a cross that did go into the mix, but we eventually find here Shaun Rodriguez on our left-hand side. Back up for Darman. He picks out Justin Keat, scares it for George McDonald. He is onside. It's a late goal to make it 2-2, and hopefully that's going to be enough for us to take this game to extra time, where hopefully we can continue to maybe play a bit like this and pick up a win. But good work there to pick out space on our right hand side. Darman forward to Keat, and then McDonald, good switch there from Sloan Rodriguez off of the bench in the second half. And indeed, this one is going to extra time. Not too sure how we haven't won that game in regular time. Own goal and that goalkeeping error, I think, definitely have proved costly. But thankfully, a very late goal there to George McDonald. Now we've got one more sub for extra time. Darman's playing quite well, but is a defender on a red heart, which does seem like a bit of a risk. So I think the sub we're going to make here for this extra half hour, Nico Kerwin, coming on for him. Hopefully he can make sure he retires in a game against Brazil and not against Venezuela, but pretty happy with how this is going. I also switched those defenders back to just being central defenders instead of liberos, because that might be a bit risky in a game like this. But to be fair, those changes did seem to work once we did make them, but before then we were playing quite well as well. So hopefully we can grab a goal in extra time and book our ticket in the round of 16 to all at the end of regular time. And a very early highlight here in extra time, and unfortunately it's a corner here in favour of Venezuela. Kerwin heads it clear, but yet again, it looks like Venezuela will keep hold of the ball. We try and win the ball there through Cully. He eventually does, but Venezuela can continue to be on the attack here just outside of our box, albeit eventually we put some pressure on them and they retreat a little bit. But now Bueno makes his way forward, picks out Aramburu, who set up that goal which they scored. That second one, which put them in front. He'll set up another as Sosa beats Paulson there inside that far post. I think now we're just going to go back to what was working before and play our centre-backs as liberos, just see if that might help out a little bit. But unfortunately, we do concede a goal very early here in extra time. Aramburu in a bit of space down our right-hand side, quite similar to that goal that we scored late on in Sosa. Good finish there. Unfortunately, no one really picking him up inside the box. It's 3-2 to Venezuela early in extra time. And we go forward now to the 99-minute mark, and it's a throw-in here in our favour inside the final third. Hopefully a chance for us here to grab an equaliser. Justin Keat will take on the shot inside the box, but unfortunately that one goes just over the bar, and we're still 3-2 behind. And just those two highlights in the first half of extra time, so we're 3-2 behind here going into the second half of it. Going to make a change here though going into that period. I think we're going to play with standard passing instead of more direct and just see if that helps us out as we try and grab an equaliser. Hopefully take this game at the very least to penalties. And early stages of the second half here, there is a highlight. Sloan Rodriguez makes his way down that left-hand side, picks out Justin Keat on the right, back to Billingsley. A nice ball over the top there for Nico Kerwin. Inside the box, what can he do? Squares that one for Justin Keat. He'll put it home. That makes it 3-3, and hopefully now with some slightly shorter passing, that might just help us retain the ball a bit better and hopefully pick up some momentum like I was hoping we could do early stages of extra time and take this game before it does go to penalties, especially because Alex Paulson on a 6.0 is a bit of a concern going into a penalty shootout. But Justin Keat grabs an equaliser early in the second half of extra time, albeit off the back of that there is a highlight, but it might be in our favour as we try and make our way out from back. Sloan Rodriguez looking for Kelly. The ball falls here to George McDonald. What can he do? Tries to square that one. Not too sure who for. Might have again been for Justin Keat, but unfortunately Olses is in the way and might be a chance here for Venezuela on the counter-attack. They win the ball in the air, but thankfully White goes back and tidies things up on a yellow card. To be fair, not a good rating either of a 6.1. Poor pass there though from Evans, undercooked that one, looking for Justin Keat, and Kelsey will get in behind and chip that one over Alex Paulson, and we're behind yet again in this game. It's now 4-3 and only 10 minutes left of this extra time period. I think this one's going to go to penalties at the best for us in this game. We're going to need a goal back in these last 10 minutes. We continue to concede just after we're scoring here in this extra time period, and it is now 4-3 Venezuela, albeit now we go down the other end. There's a corner. We can't quite do anything off the back of that, but we find George McDonald. I think he was onside. Olses for some reason actually went down for that pass forward. I think it was from Billingsley. It looks like a goal. The players are celebrating. It is a goal for all with only 8 minutes left in this game. Maybe actually still got a chance to win this one in extra time before it goes to penalties, but it is actually Sloan Rodriguez who plays that forward. Might have actually gone to Billingsley, then to McDonald, but that is a pretty fortunate goal Now, off the back of that, might just try wing backs on support just to see if that helps us be a tad more solid defensively, and also will chuck Evans as a ball-wing midfielder on defend instead of support, because definitely scoring more goals now that we've gone attacking. But some of those roles maybe could use them being a bit more defensive, and a late free kick here in our favour. We take it short for Shaun Rodriguez. They work so often in FM24, but unfortunately that one goes just over the bar. And now down the other end here, as we're about to make our way into only 1 minute of added time, Venezuela with a late highlight. Hopefully they don't score, and we can maybe do something on the counter-attack, or at the very least take this one to penalties. But Alex Paulson on, I think that is a 5.8, is pretty concerning. But Venezuela still on the attack. Kelly there kind of fouls him. In fact, no, it's a foul on Kelly. Bueno gets shown a yellow card. The 20 seconds left here in this period of extra time now. Only a few seconds as Finn Sermon takes his time over this free kick. And I'm pretty sure this one will be going to a penalty shootout in the second round of the 2030 FIFA World Cup. He takes the free kick. Indeed, that's the case. We'll just sort out here our penalty taking order, but to be fair, I think it'll be pretty similar to what you can see there on screen. And we'll come back for a penalty shootout and hopefully make our way through to the round of 16 for a clash with Brazil. And we're sorted out our order going into this penalty shootout. You can kind of see the top four kind of pick themselves there with the penalty ratings over on the right-hand side. The rest are a bit trickier. Justin Keat and Shaun Rodriguez definitely the best finishers of those ones. Not quite so good apparently at penalties, and the rest, you can pretty much just take your pick of them. They've kind of tried to organise them from their finishing attribute, so it does mean that Alex Paulson actually is a bit higher than players like Adam White as well as Louis Evans. That's because his composure is a bit better than those two, and the finishing attribute, not too much of a difference as well as the penalty taking one. But we'll see what happens here in the shootout. 4-4, still felt like that was a game that we could have actually won in extra time, and especially in regular time. We'll just tell the guys, stay calm, should be fine. Most players who are still on the field, I think they do look composed, at least the ones who should be taking these penalties. Now I'll just sort out here the camera angle and get this right for this penalty shootout. That one is not the one we want. I think we actually want vertical scrolling. There we go. That's the one we want for the shootout. We're up first, and it's Marco Stumnick, who, as you saw earlier, scored a ripper in that Senegal game to make it 3-0 late on. He takes it very quickly, goes straight down the middle, and we take a nice early 1-0 lead here in this penalty shootout. Next up, it is Lacava. Let's see if Alex Paulson can do a bit better than he did in regular time. Gets sent the wrong way there, and Lacava buries it in the top right corner. 1-1. Next up for us is our star man in George McDonald. Hopefully he can put this one away, being the best finisher in the team. Good penalty. The goalkeeper went the right way, but thankfully was placed well, and we make it 2-1. Now Sosa here. Hopefully Alex Paulson can give us an advantage and stop this one. Yet again, goes the wrong way, and Sosa puts it top right corner, the same place there for both penalties so far for Venezuela. Next up, Jamie Kelly, the youngster from the Wellington Phoenix, goes straight down the middle. The goalkeeper stayed there, but that shot, too much power on it, and thankfully does beat the goalkeeper. So a chance there, it felt like, for Venezuela to save one, but thankfully still 3-2 in front. Now Bueno, not the most powerful penalty, but puts it away. Thankfully that time Paulson went the right way, but couldn't quite get there, and 3-3 after the 3 penalties from both teams. Next up, Nico Kerwin, our right back. So this is one that we could potentially miss, but that's actually a really good one. He sends Olses the wrong way and puts it away bottom left corner. Next up, it's Kelsey for Venezuela, the striker. Can Alex Paulson come up with a save? Now he's going bottom right corner, and Kelsey, he goes bottom left. So for us here, Justin Keat probably needs to score this one because we're getting in too sudden death. The Kashmir Tech man, Olses kind of stays down the middle, and Justin Keat goes top left corner. 5-4. If Alex Paulson can save this penalty, we'll go through to the round of 16 and take on Brazil. So to be fair, probably just delaying here our departure from this World Cup, but it does mean another episode potentially at this 2030 World Cup here in Turkey. It's Shaun here who comes up for Venezuela. Paulson goes left, and he goes straight down the middle. That makes it 5-5, and now it's sudden death. Shaun Rodriguez, who to be fair, quite good once he came on in this game. Olses goes the right way, but thankfully Shaun Rodriguez, that placement and power was too much there for the Venezuelan goalkeeper, and Alex Paulsen yet again with a chance here to come up with a save to send us through to the round of 16. We'll just see who's going to take this one, and it is reverse here for Venezuela. Be fair now, starting to get lots of players. I don't know much about Alex Paulsen there, actually stayed online, but somehow that's beat him, and now we've got a centre back up for us in FM24. Let's see what happens here. That is a powerful penalty, not too long off the back, at least in terms of me recording this, since he got a goal, which ended up being an own goal to beat the Melbourne Victory for the Phoenix in real life, secure a home playoff. So FM24 in good form in both real life and in FM, but again, Venezuela must put this one away. This time it's through Padilla. Can Alex Paulsen make a save? He goes right, they go down the middle. That makes it 7-all. And next up, Ryan Billingsley, own goal and gave the ball away for that second goal, which Venezuela did score, but thankfully this time he does something right and tucks away bottom left corner past Olseers. So we'll see who's next up for Venezuela, as we're now at the 8th penalty taker, so getting quite deep here. I think next up for us, actually Alex Paulsen taking a penalty, which is quite concerning considering he's not done too much good so far in this game. Aaron Buru, who set up quite a few goals in that game for Venezuela, puts that one away, bottom left corner. And indeed, Alex Paulsen with a penalty. Please don't miss this, Alex. He sends him the wrong way, bottom right corner, and now might have a chance to actually win this for us if he can make a save as he steps in between the sticks and hopefully just gave a good spray there to Olseers in goal for Venezuela. The 9th penalty takers. Hopefully this one isn't too good. Vivas makes his way forward here for Venezuela. Can Alex Paulsen win this for us? Yes, he can. Makes a decent save there as he was looking for the top right corner. We should have won that one a lot sooner, but thankfully get the job done, Venezuela. 4 shots on target, 4 goals. That's really frustrating defensively, but thankfully we're going through to the round of 16 for the first time at a World Cup. It took a big effort from us, but we go through 9-8 on penalties over Venezuela, with in the end Alex Paulsen being the hero. So a pretty relieving win for us there in that second round of the FIFA World Cup. It would look like a really good tie for us considering that Venezuela would beat them before and also ranked below us in the FIFA World Rankings, and thankfully we did get the job done even though it was on penalties. Thankfully Alex Paulsen turned around what at that stage was a pretty poor rating, ended up getting a 6.6 as he was the key factor, scored our last penalty and saved that one from Vivas, the 9th one there for Venezuela, and we go through to the round of 16, albeit not too sure if we should be that excited about it because we're probably going to get knocked out in one game in tomorrow's episode. We take on Brazil, the team who are ranked 3rd in the world. That's higher than Spain, who beat us 3-1, so this is going to be really tough coming up in tomorrow's episode, but it does mean more time here at the FIFA World Cup because we have made our way through to the round of 16 for the first time, but definitely probably going home tomorrow in just one game when we do take on Brazil. But that will do it for today's episode. For the first time made our way through to the round of 16 after yet again picking up 2 wins in the group stage. If you enjoyed today's episode, then do remember to go down below, leave a thumbs up on the video, and if you haven't done so already and are enjoying the series here on the channel, also consider hitting that subscribe button and turning that notification bell on as well. We'll come back tomorrow and continue our journey here at the World Cup, albeit as I said, not too sure how long it will be because we're playing Brazil and we're New Zealand, so we'll see how that one goes. But until tomorrow for the round of 16, maybe a quarter-final, but probably not. But until then, thank you very much for watching, keep on keeping on, and I'll see you then. Cheers.